Going live now.
It's showtime!
We are live. CFM Radio.
It is once again showtime on CFM Radio. Welcome
Showtime,
back
my
to this
dudes.
week's edition. Yes. Let's go.
Showtime, my dudes. Drix, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing all right. I've been playing enough pinball and music and having a great week so far. Ready for the weekend.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. You know, I've just been grinding on with the Baldur's Gate 3. Quick update on Baldur's Gate 3. I'll have my review on the game probably next week. I'm on a good pace. We're getting towards the end of the game. It's been very fun so far. I gotta say, I've been engaged the whole time.
Yeah, engaging, gripping. Might even say emotional. I saw some footage of like the bards playing some music in the Underdark. I thought that was pretty amazing. You know,
it was awesome.
The boys just playing some music in a cave, D&D style.
There's so many great moments in Baldur's Gate 3. It's genuinely unpredictable. I shouldn't say it's unpredictable. It's a genuinely captivating experience. There's a lot of things that catch you off guard. Like you know where the conversation might go, and most of the time, you know, especially later in the game, it does get a little bit predictable. But the delivery and the way things unfold is perfect, and I love it. I feel like if I play it again a different way, I could play it again in like 2 or 3 different ways. I don't need it. It doesn't feel like there's just like a good or evil playthrough. You know what I mean? Good, evil, neutral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did mention last time that if you know the Sword Coast or the Forgotten Realms or, you know, any of the previous lore, you can use it to your advantage.
You really can. It pays off a lot. I think it's the little tidbits that do pay off. They're hit or miss, but the fact that it's pretty much all in there is very, very gratifying. I really like it. Like I said, I'll probably have my full thoughts on the whole game next week.
Yeah, take some time to chew on that.
You got to. It's one of those games that you just gotta, you know, Starfield's probably gonna be the same way. I'm probably gonna end up playing Starfield for 2-3 weeks at the end of the day. I'm hoping Armored Core goes a little bit smoother for me. We'll see though.
Oh yeah, good luck spending time in the garage customizing your mech.
Not to mention the plethora of new releases that we've got this week coming up.
Yes, it has truly been a blessed year in gaming. We're about 3/4 of the way through it, so and big fall, big spooky season.
The big fall swing is happening. And just to cap off the big fall swing, I gotta really quick. I've been teasing you guys with a playthrough of Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy. It's been added to the Switch for about a week now. I was gonna start it last week, but I'll say it like this. We were deciding on whether we were going to do our gameplay streams here on YouTube or over on Twitch. And we came to the decision that we're going to end up doing the gameplay streams over on Twitch. So make sure that you are following us on Twitch, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. You know?
Yep, CFM on Twitch.
On Twitch. All one word. I'll be on there Tuesday mornings at around 9-10 a.m. Pacific, playing at least 2 hours of Pokemon TCG. It's a pretty short game. It's pretty, even though it's a meaty game, right? There's a lot to unlock. There's a lot of players there's a lot of combatants to fight against. Actually, there's a ton of optional battles in Pokemon TCG, and you know what? You kind of want to do them. Like you kind of want to do those optional battles.
Yeah, and I guess with Switch Online, you can play online too, right? Like I have a buddy.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely love to play with some friends if I get my decks together and play
Drix?
grandpa style boomer Pokemon.
You know what, Drix? We should just start playing, dude. Start playing tonight, and I'll do it casually, and I'll go hard on Tuesdays. And then we can, during the stream or at some point, we can do a stream where we face off. Maybe we'll do it on CFM Radio. Who knows?
Yes, I won't tell you my strategies just yet then.
Hell no. I mean, to be honest with you, base set jungle strategies have evolved a lot because people like to go back and play those legacy sets. And so, like, a lot of people, when you think about it, you think about Haymaker, and you think about Hitmonchan, and you think about a lot of those quick kill monsters, Electabuzz, Magmar. You think about those kinds of monsters, but turns out monsters like Lickitung can hold their own pretty good in that meta. You could do a lot of damage.
That's good intel. All right.
Yeah, you could do a lot of damage. I have my own old school strategies, like old school strategies as someone who used to play back when Pokemon TCG tournaments were in malls. But
yes.
And Toys R Us stores. Like,
man, where you tried every game for the first time.
Seriously. But you know what? Speaking of trying games and talking about games, there's our layout, and we're going to get right into the news. But first, we got to jam out. Drix, what are we going to listen to?
We got Virtua Tennis for the Dreamcast. This is their background music, number 6.
We do love Virtua Tennis.
Yeah, I hope you don't get tennis elbow listening to this one.
Hell no. Virtua Tennis, rocking out here, CFM Radio. We are live. CFM Radio, we are live.
We are once again live, like we are once every week.
Every week for the best news, reviews, latest and greatest of all the things that you love in the new release atmosphere. You got new games. We're going to talk about them. We got some big new releases a little bit later in the show. But first, Drakes, do you remember Skull and Bones?
I mean, I don't know. Not really, but I hope you're talking about another pirate game.
I mean, I don't blame you if you don't. Ubisoft announced this game, like, it seems like forever ago. I don't even remember off the top of my head when. But you know what? It's good to know that we're finally getting a closed beta date and a website to register.
Okay. All right, that's progress. That's something to play.
Something to play. From a trailer dropped by Ubisoft yesterday, the closed beta will be August 25th through the 28th, and you can register to potentially get in at skullandbonesgame.com/CBYT. That's skullandbonesgame.com/CBYT.
All right.
Are you going to try to get in on that, Drix?
I mean, I haven't put the time into Sea of Greed that it deserves, but I do love a good pirate game, especially an online one.
Right. I'm thinking, this game's like focusing on big naval battles, right? Big naval, like we got like massive battles, mounting other people's ships, finding treasure, all that cool stuff. So it seems like a lot more action PvP focus. So we'll see how it goes.
It's good. Yeah, that's what we want. I'd like to see that happen.
And we're gonna jump into a little bit more of some technical stuff. Talking about new releases coming up this week and later on in the month. But Drix, we're gonna swap back to some jams. What are we listening to?
This song is called Badlands from the Einhander original soundtrack for the PS1.
Ooh, Einhander, Badlands, CFM Radio. CFM Radio. Here it is.
Yes.
All right. So, Drix, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Is your rig ready for the Rubicon?
Man. I still need to get a PS5. I haven't dropped the dime on that one yet. But yeah, I would like to taste, the coral, the pop and a sizzle.
Hey, it is coming out on PS4.
Huh. Yeah, I might even pre-order that soon.
I mean,
yeah, I have Elden Ring for PS5 as well. Because when I bought Elden Ring, it's
yes,
both PS4 and PS5, so it's like, who am I kidding? I think Diablo 4 did that as well.
Wow, really? Diablo 4 is PS4, PS5?
Yeah. Might come as a surprise, but I am actually already building my PS5 collection. Sorry, Xbox. But, yeah, my digital library is already committed. Yeah. I haven't even bought it yet.
Damn. Just goes to show,
Mm-hmm.
But,
thanks FromSoft, and I guess a little bit to Blizzard as well.
A little bit. Hey, anyone who gives you that value, it's worth it. It's what? That's $10, right? Like
At GameStop too, yeah.
Sheesh, yeah. Well, we want to know if your rib is your rib ready for Rubicon. Mine is. But
I don't. But
my rig is a PS5. My rig for the Rubicon is a PS5. But we want to know in the comments if your rig is ready for the Rubicon. Here are the system requirements for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Ray tracing off, minimum requirements. Windows 10 OS, Intel Ryzen, Intel AMD Ryzen, or Intel Core i5 and Ryzen 7 1800X, Ryzen 5 2600, 12 gigs of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce 1650, 4 gigs, or Radeon RX 480, 4 gigs. So this runs on a 4 gig card. DirectX 12. Needs 60 gigs of storage, nice and compact, and whatever sound card pretty much. If you want to have this boy ray tracing on, minimum system requirements, the biggest change is of course the graphics card.
Yeah.
For if you want ray tracing on the absolute minimum requirements, the biggest thing that you need is a 6 gigabyte graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060, AMD Radeon RX 6600, 8 gigabyte card. You're going to want that bigger VRAM card for that ray tracing. Other than that, you could beast this boy out. This thing goes crazy. It's saying that you could put the best recommended specs, 27 GTX 2070, Radeon RX 6650. I'm sure you could get this thing running ray tracing with a 16 gigabyte card. You know what I mean? Like at 60 frames. You're gonna want every frame too. You're gonna want every frame too, right? You got those parries now. You got a little bit more melee combat in Armored Core.
Oh yeah, and just some amazing visuals of just bullet hells.
Oh god.
New levels of bullet hell to enter.
Absolutely. It's going to be insane seeing the hail of gunfire on my Raven. Like,
Yes.
as I walk into a war zone, just like immediately just gunfire on the mech, just bouncing off. It's gonna be sweet.
Ain't she a beaut?
And you know what, Drix? We're just gonna go right into it. This week has some huge new releases, heavy hitters for gamers of all kinds.
Yeah, even if you're not into mechs or Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of stuff to go around.
So, truly something for everybody. First and foremost, one of my most anticipated releases from this month. Me and Drix talk about it all the time, on stream, off stream. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is available tomorrow, August 18th on Switch and Steam.
Yeah. Ooh boy. Man, are we just fans of Jet Set Radio, and this is the spiritual successor.
The spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio from the Steam page. Quote, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is 1 second per second of advanced funk style. Battle rival crews and dispatch militarized police to conquer the 5 boroughs of New Amsterdam. Become All City. Team Reptile has confirmed ports of the game for the PlayStation and the Xbox in September. Drix, are you ready for this game?
I've been waiting for this for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna jump, hop, grind, and do a sweet flip trick right on down into it. Is
Drix,
what I'm gonna do.
What vehicle or what is your mode of transportation of choice? You got to remember, you're not just confined to rollerblades in Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd rather skateboard, but if you have some cool just like shoes that you can grind on, like what they used to call soaps in the original Sonic Adventure,
right?
Those
are dope.
A pair of tennis shoes that you can grind down a rail with. I mean, who doesn't want to roll around at the speed of sound like that?
You know
but
what?
Yeah, no, I'm a skater kid at heart, like Tony Hawk pro skater. Even though I can't ollie.
I gotta say, I'm really interested in. It's gonna be funny. The BMX.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really interested
that's
in
how else do you get around a city.
Like BMX. Like the idea of BMX graffiti seems really appealing to me.
Yeah, BMX graffiti. I mean,
BMX graffiti.
If you want, you can have all your hands available while the bar is spinning, and
all right.
Who knows? What do you do with those pegs on each wheel?
That's what I'm saying. You stand on one peg while the rest of your bike goes, I don't know, to the moon, and like you do some graffiti while it's happening. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk August 18th, tomorrow, Friday. But that's not it for Friday. Next up, we've got the annual release of Madden with Madden 24 going live tomorrow, the 18th. This new Madden game promises next-gen enhancements for visuals and its game modes, with crossplay available for multiplayer on all platforms. With a lot of upgrades only coming to PS5, this may be the Madden to confidently make your leap to the current generation of consoles.
Yeah, if you haven't moved just about up yet, if you're a sports fan, you're going to want to now. I mean, football, Americano.
Yeah, I'm going to jump onto the Madden site right now just to double check to see what's going on with these new features for Madden 24. Because at a glance when I was checking it out, oh, here it is. Better graphics, of course. How can we forget the better graphics?
Yep.
Coaches are back. Ultimate Team is back. Brand new overhaul for My Career mode. Brand new overhaul for Coaches mode. Brand new wow. There's a lot of new next gen overhauls that they say PS5 only. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued, but even I'm intrigued by a Coaches mode.
Yeah. No, the thing with Madden is when
I was a kid, you the Football Manager experience.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, when I was a kid, part of the reason why I liked Madden when I was a kid was because you didn't really if you weren't great at the game, you could do like a managerial thing and like kind of have the AI just go for plays that you made and you laid out, and you could control the quarterback and like pass it to the passer, and but your running back was just all the way out there. You know what I mean? Like you could set it up, right? You could set all these things up back in the day. These days, it focuses more on the My Ultimate Team mode. A lot of those single-player options just don't cut it a lot for me anymore, so I just skip it. Honestly, if I'm going to play a sports game, I'll play NHL. Or FIFA. Because you get a lot of bang for your buck for FIFA.
Yeah, I also enjoy a good FIFA game. Easy to pick up. Almost.
Easy to pick up. Yeah, super easy to pick up. You just jump in, bada bing, bada boom. You're playing soccer. Like, can't go wrong, right? But
we had a good soccer song a while back. It was pretty funny. I think.
Hey, you know what? We went the full spectrum right here. We talked about American football and football, but that means Madden 24 coming to you live tomorrow, the 18th of August, Friday. The Weekend Warriors, prepare. Your Madden is here. Finally, something a little bit different. Something caught me by surprise. It also apparently caught the critics by surprise because it is a critical darling in the form of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game.
Yeah, for all you asymmetrical multiplayer horror game fans.
Absolutely. From the Steam page, take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third-person asymmetrical horror experience based upon the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror film. Experience the mad and macabre for yourself in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Drakes, this game got a 9 from IGN. It got a 9 from GameSpot. This game is a critical darling. People seem to love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the genre, but I'm gonna check this out. I would like to see this horror style done, by at least nice reviewed, well received game.
And hey, you know, it looks like if you pick it up digitally right now, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, it's only $35 as opposed to $40. Wow, it's only a $40 game. So this is a budget title. Budget critical darling, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Iconic horror movie, iconic horror experience. Many different interpretations of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Glad to see it follow Friday the 13th in the asymmetrical horror genre.
Yeah, I wasn't too into Dead by Daylight, I guess.
Nah, me neither. I was not into Dead by Daylight. The last time asymmetrical multiplayer gameplay really did it for me was actually Evolve, and even then it kind of went like, it was kind of crazy because that game was so grindy or pay to win. Like, it depends.
Oh, yeah. That's not something you really need all the time.
Nah, but hey, you know what I do need all the time? This sweet Street Fighter 6 music. Which one is this, Trix?
This is the Metro City Downtown stage theme from Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6, Metro City Downtown. Here it is, CFM Radio.
Any criminal, crime don't pay. Seen a person of Eggman's face. Don't let you know. Don't let you know.
CFM Radio.
Yo. That was from Bayonetta 2, Tomorrow Is Mine. Fun song. Right now we got Super Mario Land, World Music number 3. This was actually one of my first games for the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy.
Nice.
But I never actually made it to World 3. Not at the time, anyway.
I love Super Mario Land 2. I actually never played the first Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. I played it on an emulator. But I actually own Super Mario Land 2, and I love on a Game Boy, and I loved that game. That game was so awesome.
I like it when they give you options of like a world map and different levels to select. So even if you're terrible at one, you can try something else. Mega Man did that, you know, like
honestly,
whatever stage you want to memorize the patterns for first.
Right.
At least honestly, you can have different options, more bang for your.
Honestly, I just loved the power-ups.
Oh yeah, different stuff.
the power-ups were so cool in Super Mario Land 2. And Super Mario Land was just such a different game. I love Super Mario Land. Great game. Fantastic series. Anyway, we said we would have more Baldur's Gate for you next week, but I actually have some more for you now. We're gonna just a little bit, a little bit of an update. So, from the Baldur's Gate, its Twitter has been going off the chains. It's a massive success, and the news from Larian on the game just keeps coming. From the official Baldur's Gate X/Twitter, PS5 players, prepare for adventure. Preloads for Baldur's Gate 3 begin August 31st for digital deluxe owners. Not pre-ordered, there's still time, and you can go to the PlayStation Store and pre-order Baldur's Gate 3 right now on your PlayStation 5. Not to mention, the Larian boss, Sven Venke, also took to social media to talk bug fixes and an update. The Larian CEO tweets, "We are all very enthused by your feedback. It's very rewarding. Our focus now is fixing any issues you report, but we are listening to suggestions. Current roadmap: A, for hotfix 4, B, patch 1, 1,000 plus bug fixes and tweaks. C, patch 2. The latter will already incorporate some requests." So these guys are nowhere near done. These guys want this game to be perfecto.
Wow. So yeah, they're utilizing both ends, like put out a good game that works and is fun at launch day that you can play all of, and then, but also take the time to hear what the fans want, what the bugs are, and make it a living thing that you fix. And yeah, already incorporating feedback,
He does say too, in a recent interview, the Larian boss Sven said, there are no plans for Baldur's Gate 3 expansion.
Huh. Yeah, no DLC here, guys.
Not yet, at least. Like, he said it's not off the table, but the next game they're going to make is Divinity Original Sin 3. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, just make another game. If you want some more of this one, who knows? We could come back to it. Leave it open-ended like that. Bit of a mystery. The right amount.
I'll tell you what's open-ended. Baldur's Gate 3. You can play that game a million different ways.
Oh yeah.
It's
lots of storytelling paths to cross.
It's interesting, Baldur's Gate 3. Before we end the show, before we get to our final block of music, I'll end on this. Baldur's Gate 3 has been going through a lot of controversy lately. People going back and forth, game pundits going back and forth. You got Alana Pierce, one of my favorite pundits, saying that this is like defending the devs and but saying that like predatory practices aren't good, but devs do what they do for a reason. Whereas you have she says it in her own video, her colleague Destin from IGN literally calling them out and taking them to task and giving IGN that rare IGN W that everyone loves so much. Like, it's interesting to see the discourse, and when I look at it as somebody who's been on I knew Baldur's Gate 3 as a Stadia exclusive.
What is that? What artifact are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The ancient scrolls of Stadia. I remember that game as a Stadia exclusive, and I gotta tell you, these people saying, "Man, Baldur's Gate 3 has had such a unique development cycle." The people talking about funding. First of all, where? They bought the rights for Baldur's Gate. From Wizards of the Coast. They bought the D&D rights to make this game. So, they're in such a unique position to do this. 4 years of 4 or 5 years of early access time. I gotta just really underline, this game might have had a unique development circumstance, right? and we'll run with that. But I also have to, as someone who's seen the whole thing unfold for the entirety of it, you know, you got to see the forest for the trees. This game went through hell.
Yeah, that's a long time. 5-7 years of early access.
This game went through hell. This game was a exclusive for a now defunct system. This game was never, the guys at Larian were on record saying that they didn't want to make a console version because it wouldn't be as good. Like, these guys have made a lot of... Yeah, and they've made, you know, you could say, oh man, but they make Divinity Original Sin, and that's pretty much, you know, they've been doing this for 20 years now, whatever. Like, yada yada, whatever. Like, this game, Baldur's Gate 3, did it have a lot going for it? And did it have a lot of fans saying what they wanted and voicing their opinion on what they think would make the game better? Sure. I think I was there. I was part of that. I was part of that voice. But it's crazy to see people being like, oh, this isn't the new standard. This is Rockstar level nonsense. It's for essentially an indie game.
Yeah. You don't see ads for this on the television.
Yeah, you know, essentially this is an indie game, and like,
yeah, not even on Facebook. I haven't seen like a Facebook ad for this. It's all just my friends posting good times they're having.
Right, you know, like it's one of those things where I really think that if you don't believe this game can be the new industry standard, you are not looking. At least in one way, right? You could take Baldur's Gate 3 does a lot of things right, but take one thing that you really like from it, and it's probably going to be the immersive dialogue and the dialogue tree and the freedom of choice. I don't think that's such a big ask for a fully featured RPG. If I'm paying $70.
Yes. Yeah. Or from any other like AAA game company.
But yeah,
props to the writers.
Yeah, absolutely. Props to Larian Studios. They really earned it. We're gonna go in on this next block of music. Drix, what are we gonna go out on?
This is the Blanca stage from Street Fighter 2 for the Game Boy.
For the Game Boy, Street Fighter 2 Game Boy, CFM Radio.
plain poppycock.
That's very nice, thank you.
All right, Drix.
Vector, it's been a good one.
It's been a good night. We've got games to play.
Oh yeah, I've got a copy of Armored Core to get preloaded, and hopefully onto my eventual PS5.
Not to mention some Bomb Rush Cyberpunk tomorrow.
Yep. Man, so hyped for that one.
And you know what? That's gonna do it for us here tonight.
You know what? I think you'll be back.
I think more than likely.
Yeah, for the next showtime, that is.